Hi there, welcome to my second video on authenticity. The first one I discussed about self-awareness and how self-awareness is the key ingredient for being authentic. Know thyself, how you know yourself. If you haven't seen the video, you can check my previous video, on authenticity. That was the first part. This is the second part. Now I'm going to be discussing how we get to be self-aware and what it means for us going forward. So first, I want to state first of all that for you to be authentic means that you're not trying to imitate somebody else. By trying to be another person, you are already giving up your real nature, your true nature, because you're trying to fit into somebody else's model. Now, I'm not saying that you can't learn from what people have done. Yeah, we learn from other people's experiences, but we're not supposed to try to be like them. And that's the core of authenticity. You need to be yourself. And how do we be ourselves? How do we understand self-awareness? What process or processes do we go through to understand who we are? And for me, on my own journey, I've seen that there's one important thing that I want to discuss first before I go into other issues here. That concept is called solitude. Now, the reason why we have to go on solitude, why we have to go into solitude, for us to know who we are. Solitude is a state, of disengaging from the world as it is and reclusing yourself, into a solitary state where you can talk to yourself, where you can get to know who you are. The reason why we do that is because we have external pressure coming from everywhere, telling us who we are right from when we are born. And we have external pressure that comes from society, comes from our parents, and also comes from our peers. Together, these three have expectations from us. So, right from birth, you're born into a society. As you're growing up, you have friends, peers, colleagues in the office, everything. Then, of course, you're with your parents or your caregivers at first. So, the programming starts from birth. If you're not lucky enough to have a conscious parent, they're going to program you with what they know. They will teach you what they have been taught. They will pass down generational knowledge, what they were taught, and the people that taught them were also taught by some other people. So our thoughts, our beliefs are actually millions of years old. Most of the thoughts are not even your own. So if you stay inside this environment all your life, it's going to be difficult for you to even know who you are. The society comes in form of your community, your surrounding, people around you. It also comes in front of the government. Now, the government, they use a tool called media to tell us what we should be, what we should not be. Now there's social media. I mean, it's even getting more complicated. So there's the traditional media and there's social media that have been telling us what is good and what we should do and what we should not do. And the media, as we know already, they keep bombarding us, with negativity, with negative news. That's what sells for them. And that's what you're going to learn from the media, because they sell by producing and disseminating negative news, which is also like controversial issues in society. That's what sells. So your parents now have already been programmed by society. So most of the time they're going to program you. They will want you to go to school, get an education. Nothing wrong with that, but they hardly ever teach you about who you are and about how to find out how you can add value to the world and how you can serve the world and why you came here, how you can find your purpose. We rarely have those kind of discussions with our parents because most of them really didn't, were not taught that, so they can't pass down that kind of knowledge. So they program you with a lot of expectations. They expect you to be good, they expect you to do certain things in certain ways. If you don't do those things, they withdraw their support or their love from you. So all these things keep changing you from the inside. They keep changing how you see the world. And they change your belief system in one way or the other. Then as you're growing up, your peers have a great influence on you too. Because most people don't just stay on their own. I mean, you have cousins, you have whatever. So all those voices, all those activities that they do, you understand, will impact on you. So these external pressures, they keep telling us who we are right from birth. So it's already programmed into, like, they're telling us who we are. So the only way for you to know who you are is to break out from this. You need to escape from this and come into this. You need to find yourself here in solitude, away. Now, when you get into solitude, you will be able to listen to your voice, because your real voice is drowned here. You don't even know what you hear your voice, but you don't want to disturb the ecosystem and what is happening. So, and anytime you try to disturb it, they hit you with a hammer on the head. They knock you down. They stop you from doing that thing. So you come into solitude. The reason why people go into solitude is not a voluntary activity. So most people, when they are observing that cognitive dissonance here, like when there's that friction between what they want to do and between what they want to do on the inside and what they actually do on the outside, it keeps clashing and clashing and clashing until you have a tragedy or a calamity. Now, this tragedy, can come in form of maybe the loss of a loved one. It can come in form of your own personal loss of health. Generally, your personal struggles in life. If it gets bad, and if it gets bad to an extent that you know that you can't continue like that, that is when you will run away and find yourself here in solitude. Solitude is not a physical destination, although it can be. You can leave your whole environment and society and go somewhere else where nobody knows you, and and try to recover there. It's easier like that than staying inside here, because the people here are still going to be bombarding you if you stay here. So it's a little bit more difficult if you stay with the same people and the same environment. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you need to escape that environment and come into a place where you can be with yourself, where you can talk with yourself, to really know who you are, where you can stay in silence. Because it's in silence, in silent meditation, that we get to connect with our true spirit again, that we get to know who we are again, that we get to find the courage to be ourselves, that we get to know our voice, basically. So when you have found your voice, this is the road to authenticity. When you found your voice, the real journey, when you've got that self-awareness, the real journey to authenticity, is rooted in your life experiences. Now, these are life experiences are things that have happened to you in your life. They're like facts, facts about your life. But the way we make meaning of our life experiences is by what I call life stories. The stories you tell yourself about your experiences is what forms your core beliefs about yourself. So we replay these stories because so many things have happened to us in this life. So we keep replaying these stories in our heads. And we keep reinforcing them. So this is where it's in these life stories that you're going to find your authentic self. Now, how we do this is by reframing your stories. Now, from your life experiences, you tell yourself stories, and these stories need to be reframed in your mind if they are not empowering. You need to reframe them in a way that will empower you. You need to understand your failures and balance them with your triumphs. You must have succeeded in some things. And even from these your failures and if you don't blame yourself, blame. If you resist the temptation to blame other people for what happened to you, and you resist the temptation too to blame yourself for what happened, the real wisdom is in blaming nobody and just understanding that everybody was acting according to their own level of consciousness at that time. So it has gone, it has happened, you learn from those mistakes. I'll say mistakes too. So real authentic people learn from their mistakes. They learn from their mistakes, they learn from their triumphs, and they learn from their failures. So I think I should give you an example, of my own story. Yes, I have told you this before. I wasn't very confident, as a child. I wasn't confident to make this kind of videos and speak in public and all that. So I've been able to reframe the story. My story now is that I was practicing. I was practicing observation. And now I've observed for about 40 years. So now I believe I have enough knowledge garnered from observation to be able to make an impact now in the world. So all my failures and all my mistakes now, they now form the basis for the knowledge I have. I believe now that there's a lot of knowledge in my failure. I believe there's a lot of wisdom in the pain that I've gone through. So that wisdom and that knowledge is what I'm trying to use now. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why you're seeing me doing these videos every day. I've reframed the story, and now I'm trying to use the new story, the new empowering story. Because whatever story you tell yourself is going to form the truth of your existence. Yeah. So this is the road. This is the road to being authentic and to know who you really are at the core of yourself. But don't forget, life is still going to test you. Life is going to test you because you can't claim to be authentic just coming from a different place and now claim to be authentic without going through trials of life. Life will try you again. You have to make decisions, hard ones. You have to make hard decisions. Life is going to throw it to you to test you. You're going to have to test your authenticity through real life experiences. You're going to be tempted. Temptations are going to come your way for you to prove to yourself first, and then to prove to us that you are authentic. The more you grow, as you grow, the temptations increase. People are going to come from different places to test you. This testing is a refinement. This is where you refine your power. So that's how it works. It's not an easy journey. Authenticity is a process. It's not a noun. It's not a place that you. It's not something that you are. It's something that you become. It's a journey that you go on, for a lifetime. Authenticity is a commitment. Authenticity is a commitment to a lifetime of authenticity is an absolute commitment to a lifetime of personal growth, and development. Is continuous self-improvement. So you must keep on improving yourself, as life is testing you, your you're overcoming those battles. Those battles are going to make you stronger. So the battles may give you scars, but those scars is the evidence that you have actually done something. So authentic people are not afraid of failure. We come out, we show up as we are. We express ourselves. We're not afraid of being judged, basically. So we don't care if people try to mock us for what we're doing, because we know we're trying, and we know that we're not perfect, and we know that the only way for us to get perfect is by doing those hard things. We do difficult things. Authentic people are leaders. They are leaders of people. And they're also leaders of businesses. They have a concern for the welfare of others. Sometimes they put the welfare of others, above their own welfare, which may or may not be, which, not so correct. I believe in having a balance. I believe that an authentic person should be balanced. And you need to balance your internal values with your external gratification. So your external reward. Because even as I'm doing these videos now, I'm expecting something. I'm expecting something to happen from it. Deep inside me, I can't lie to myself. I'm expecting something to happen. I'm expecting to grow. I'm expecting that what I'm saying is bringing value to somebody. I'm expecting that my YouTube channel will grow. I'm expecting different things, from it. But I have to balance my expectation with my conviction to serve. Because I'm here to serve, I'm here to teach, I'm here to just say what I know, so that somebody can pick up from it and move on. And yes, I think we've had enough for today. I will stop here. The next video I'm going to make, I'll talk about balance and what it means for authenticity. How you can balance, how an authentic person should be a balanced human being. The way you process information should be balanced. It should not be biased. The probability curve or whatever, how it goes, If you're on either end, if you're too... Okay, let me just use an example. If you're too spiritual, it's low vibration. If you're too physical, it's low vibration. If you find a balance between the two, that's where it is here. This is where authenticity lies. This is where the difference is made. So normally we don't go to either ends, any of the ends of the pole. We try to stay in the middle and do that. So I will explain that next week. And yeah, I think we've had enough for today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I need your subscription. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.